Hi, I'm Peter Rose, founder of Longwood Currency Trading. Don't waste your time trading Forex in a demo account. I'm talking to, and I'm talking, but through emails. Thank you, by the way, for those of you that email me. And I don't mean to sound negative about stuff, but constantly I'm advising folks that contact me not to get wrapped up in trading in a demo account. It just doesn't make any sense. I think that the problem is that a fear of losing money. I mean, how are you going to learn how to play poker if you play it for little pieces of candy? It's not the same, right? Now, that's not to say that when you're starting out in the Forex market, as complex as it is, that you just go and put $40,000 into your live account and you start trading. I don't think that's reasonable or rational. I wouldn't even put $1,000 in a live account and start trading right away. The purpose of the demo account is to teach you the systems of trading, not trading. The systems are: how does your trading platform work? How do you place orders? How do you differentiate between a market order and a limit order? How do you add money to your account? How do you draw trend lines? How do you use the different indicators on there? God forbid that you use indicators in trading, but you need to know what the capabilities of your trading platform are, so that as you're trading, if you feel a need to do something, you have the technology to do it. You know how to do that. For example, if you have several trades going, you want to shut the whole thing down right away. You don't want to have to go to each individual thing and say, okay, I'm going to shut all these orders down, or I'm going to shut off all the positions that I have. You should know how to do that. All the trading platforms allow you to one button place an order, one button clear the deck. You need to know how to do that. You need to know which buttons to push that act automatically, as opposed to those buttons to push that give you a dialog box that says, are you really sure that you want to do this? And then you hit that submit button. And that's how you use a demo account. Once you learn how to do that, then you might spend a week or maybe 2 weeks looking at the different currency pairs as to how they perform, placing different kinds of trades in there just to get an idea of how well you're going to fare with the education that you've had in how to trade, can be translated in real time with price action. Or if you're going to be a long-term trader, which I don't suggest that you learn how to trade by doing long-term trading, but that's up to you. Regardless of that, you need to practice the process of trading. But you shouldn't do it to try to make money. Oh, let's see how much money I can make. Trade with a small account, $1,000 account. If you take a course or consulting from me, I'm going to insist that you do that you trade with a $1,000 account in a demo account to learn your process, and maybe to practice some of the things that I might ask you to learn how to do. And also, when you transition into a live account for the first time, or maybe for the first time with me, it'll be with a $1,000 account. Because under the duress of real-time trading with real money, you're going to do stupid shit. You really are. I mean, it's just even trading with a $1,000 account, if you lose 30 pips at $1 a pip, you're 30 bucks down. That's a pizza. That hurts, okay? If you try to see if you can make money in a demo account, you're going to do things without the benefit of the full experience of the live Forex market. I'm not fully confident that the price action being displayed on the demo account is the same as the current real price action in real time with the real account settings. I've talked with programmers at a couple of different brokerages, and they've both confirmed to me that the computer code base, the application base that's used for the demo accounts, is a different code base than that they use in the real account, and that just is a red flag to me. So even if they were the same, even if you were getting real-time quotes, I do not advise trying to learn how to trade in a demo account. Learn the structure of the market, how price reacts as you're putting orders in, as to what you expected it to do, how to place orders, how to get around on your platform, and that's it. And in my line of thinking, that might be, I mean, if you're working a full-time job, you might want to spend a couple of weeks trading in a demo account to learn your trading platform. And I don't mean to be mean, but if you think it's going to take you longer than 2 weeks to learn how to use a trading platform and to do the kinds of things that I might suggest for you to do, you perhaps don't have the ability to trade currencies. Either you pick this stuff up and you look at it and you go, oh yeah, I understand. I push this button, I get a short order. I push this button, I get a long order. And to know the difference between your short and a long, that's all study that you do before you even get into the demo account. And in fact, you could do that parallel with the demo account, because all you're trying to do is learn the trading platform. I'm just telling you, if you think that you're going to learn anything productive as far as learning how to trade in a demo account, you're not. And the reason I can say that is not only from my experience, which I will tell you about, but from other people that I've talked to that I know. And so all I can do is tell you directly what my experience was. And that experience was, so there was 2.5 or so years of demo account trading, and then those 2 live accounts gone. And I thought, oh man, I don't have enough education. So I went back in and I did more education, and I spent 4 years in a demo account. Trading a $40,000 demo account. That's a lot of demo account. And I'm not stupid, and I don't do crazy stupid shit per se. But in the demo account, I was consistently making 15% a month on my bank, on that $40,000. And I'd do that for 6-9 months at a time, and then drop back to 8% and all that stuff. I thought I had it down. I opened a live account with $40,000. Actually, it's 45 or 50. I forget what it was. Regardless of that, in about 3 months, I had lost $40,000. And I stopped and I thought, why is this happening? I've done all this study. I've got all this demo background. Why is this happening? And I came to the conclusion that the reason was twofold. Number one, I was basing all my trading on the education that was out there and applying that in a demo account. Well, the demo account was just a reflection of the education, or my lack of understanding of it. I'm a pretty smart guy. I got a BS in physics, almost a minor in math. I was a senior software engineer for 33 years and 40 years as in investment real estate. I made $1 million in investment real estate. So I don't think I'm stupid. It had to be something. It was the education. So I backed off from the education. I looked at what was happening, and I go, is it really that simple? I've done this act many times in my videos before. If you've watched my videos. Is it this simple? In looking at just the paper structure that I had written up on a 8.5 by 11 sheet, just stretch it out. And I said, this is a problem to solve. As a software engineer, I'm used to solving problems. What's the problem here? Well, the problem is what in software engineering we call the life cycle of the problem domain, whatever problem it is you're trying to solve. And you break that problem up into pieces, and you solve each one of those individual pieces, and then you put the pieces together through communicative process, and you get the solution to the problem. And I looked at the currency market and I said there's three major areas here that are directly relatable from software engineering. There's the entry phase, or the entry analysis phase, there's the position management phase, and there's the exit methodology phase of the life cycle of a currency position. Okay, great. Let's look at the entry analysis. What do I need to know? How do I need to apply that? And when do I apply it? I've said this until I'm blue in the face. When? That's the point that everybody's missing. That's what was missing in the educational process. And I'm still watching all these videos that these people put out and all this stuff, and nobody's going into the when. They may talk about the when, but if you don't get it from the beginning and understand it, then you're not going to be able to describe that to somebody else, even though you may be able to pick that up. You're so filled your head with indicators and Bollinger Bands and fundamental analysis and all this other horse shit that's not really applicable for us as retail traders. You look at that problem. What do I need to do? How do I need to apply that? And when do I apply that? And then you can create rules for each one of those three simple things. Now, there might be a little more than 3 rules per section, but you try to break it down into 3 rules or 4. And then you go to the next, position management. And I did that. It took me about 15 minutes to do that because, again, I'm skilled in software engineering and problem solution, if complex problem solution. I wrote it all down on a piece of paper this size. And I said, really, it's that simple? I had $5,000 left in my account, a live account. That was my live account. I went back in, and in 4.5 months, doubled that $5,000. I was within a couple of $100 of doubling that account. I added another $10,000 into it, then went from there, made a couple of errors, lost 10 grand, came back in, and then I've been shooting fine after that. 2020, I was up 31%. Yeah, and 21, I was up 31%, and last year, 2022, 46%. And the reason that should have been like 80% was because at the end of the year, I'm not trying to pay my light bill. I'm trading with a 6-figure account. I'm not trying to pay my light bill. I'm not trying to replace my job income or supplement it or anything like that. I'm trying to do what I did in real estate, which is make $1 million. And so my end process of trading, although the rules are the same, the way that I go about implementing those rules with the size of market that account that I have is different than what I would teach somebody that's trading with under 5 to 8 lots of bank. And so at the end of 2022, as I've said this story before, I was up 91% against my risk. I saw there was a lot of volatility at the end of 22, and I had been taking advantage of that. I had had 3 $30,000 net profit months during 2022, and so that a lot of that was because of the volatility that I was being able to take advantage of, and I was constantly increasing my size. I had started out trading 3 to 6 lots at the beginning of 2022, and I ended up gradually increasing 6 to 8, 8 to 10, to 12 to 15, gradually increasing to where at the end of 2022 I was pushing 20, 25 lot positions around. Even though I had more money, I had worked my way up to 20, 25 lot positions. I ended up with a position where I made an opinion judgment. I pushed my money to the center of the table, not all of it, but it went in favor, and then it went against me, and then as it went more in my favor, I pushed it all to the center, and it went radically against me, a couple of hundred pips on very big size. So at the end of the year, I had to make a decision as to whether to hold that, because on my books that I'd report for tax purposes, I had well over $100,000 of gain, and I'd end up paying substantial taxes, income taxes against that. If I took a massive loss, I would reduce my tax bill by about 80%. I'd lose the money, but I'd reduce my tax bill. And the chance would be that if I went into 2023 and that trade didn't work out, I'd not only have lost the taxes that I paid against the phantom wins, but I'd also lose massively there. So I made that decision. I cut my losses, and I still made 46%. But you don't learn how to do that in a demo account. You learn how to do it in real time. And it's very difficult for you to learn how to do it on your own if you don't have the skills of being able to break this complex market, this Forex market down. And not only that market, but also those psychological aspects of it that are true in any market that you're trading. Nobody wants to listen to me talk about psychology, so I'm not going to. If you email me and you want to hear my stories on that, I'll be happy to talk about that. But there's certain things that you need to know and to prepare yourself in a certain size account that you're going to need to have in order to be able to push your money around and take positions that are not only large, but also that you're willing to risk the loss of. In trading big money, you can have a $50,000 account that you start at the beginning of the year, and you can make $50,000 during the year, 100% on your money. And then all of a sudden, toward the end of the year, you lose $50,000 or $40,000. And so you make 10, but you've lost $40,000. You're still good, because you didn't lose that original $50,000 that you came to the table with. In fact, you made $10,000. So you're good. You're 20% up on your risk, on your bank. The $40,000 is just money that floats. Sometimes you're going to hit that right and you're going to score it, and sometimes you won't. As I said during my trading during 2022, I hit it 3 times in a row where I made profits of $30,000. Well, what was my normal monthly rate? Was it $5,000 or $18,000? What was my normal monthly profit as I was going through? Remember, I started out, and I don't have that number because I started out trading 3 lots, and then I went to 6, to 8, and to 10 and 12, and so my monthly profit went from $1,800 maybe on a 3 lot for the month to $8,000 when I got up into the maybe 10 lots. I make $8,000 on $100,000 bank. That's 8%, right? For the month. So I was doing fine. But then there's a different way of managing your money, as I've just gone through, and I'm here to tell you that you're not going to be able to learn how to do that in a demo account. And in fact, you're not going to be able to take that demo account learning, and even if you traded at $40,000 and then come out and trade $1,000 or $2,000 account, and then you get your skills up and you trade a $10,000 and a $20,000 and $40,000, if you're basing the trading that you've learned in that demo account to make money in a live account, you're going to make some really significant mistakes. I could tell you what those significant mistakes are, but I'm not going to, because you wouldn't believe me anyway. That's part of a course that I would take, or give in a seminar, or do in consulting, because it's taken out of context of a much larger picture, right? I mean, you can understand that. I'm not going to teach you how to drive a car and start talking about filling the gas tank with nitro in airplane gas so that you can drive it like a race car when you're just learning how to drive your car. It's not that you're holding anything back, but your poor old junky car that you're learning to drive in isn't going to make it on the drag strip. Okay? So there's no point in doing that. You have to do things within their appropriate time and use the tools that are appropriate for that. If you have a big rock that you want to move, you get a lever and you pry it and you move that rock. If you have a really, really, really big rock and you try to use that same lever, you're going to break the lever. So, what size of rock do you want to move? Learn the lever that it takes to move that rock. Don't try to say, oh, someday I'm going to be doing this, and so I need to start using this big lever. Because somebody's going to have to teach you how to move that big lever around, whereas the other lever, you just pull it up and stick it in. Everything's got to be done within the context of the problem, the complexity and the size of the problem that you're going to solve. As Elon Musk said, your pay is commensurate with the complexity of the problem that you're able to solve. Your profits from your FOREX trading are commensurate with your ability to have a trading plan that works in the solution of multi-lot positions in variant market conditions, whether that's uptrend, downtrend, chop, high volatility, low volatility, off hours trading, on hours trading. There are things that you need to do along the way, and the demo account is just one of them, and it is a very, 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 did I say very, small piece of that. So don't waste your time trading in a demo account. Use the demo account to learn how to work your trading platform and then get on with it. Fund a live account with $1,000 in it. Be sure that before you do that, that you're absolutely positive that the education that you have given yourself is not going to cause you to lose that $1,000 or lose a large part of it because of ignorance of the trading process. If you're listening to people talking about Bollinger Bands or trying to teach you how to compound your money or do all kinds of fancy stuff that you'd love to hear about so that you can go out and buy a Lamborghini with your profits, they're not doing you any service at all. When I work with somebody, and very few people want to work with me, and that's fine, and the reason for that is I'm trying to get you to replace your job income so that then you can go on, and if you want to piss your money into a Lamborghini, you can. But the thing is, to develop a skill that will replace your job income for the rest of your life, not just to achieve some stupid hallmark. So many of these traders with these fancy things, they don't own them, they rent them. And they'll tell you, oh, well, we rent them because they're tax deductions. That's great business sense, but don't flag it around as a trader saying, oh, I just picked up my $200,000 Lambo, and make it sound like you paid $200,000 for it. You're paying $2,000 a month for it. That's what you're doing. So you don't have to have a lot of money to do that. You don't even have to be a millionaire to afford to pay $2,000 a month on a rented Lambo, or even on a Lambo that you buy and then your payments are $2,000 on it. Of course, you got to come up with a down payment on the Lambo. Well, would you rather do that, or would you rather buy a house? That's up to you. But you're not going to learn how to do any of that, buying stuff with money from trading, by spending a lot of time in a demo account. That's my opinion. If you have any thoughts on that or questions that you'd like to run by me, I'd be happy to chat in a little bit more detail with you. Peter Rose, Longwood Currency Trading. Have a great day and have a great trading day.